I think that all undocumented people are superheroes because we live double lives. San Francisco considers itself to be a sanctuary for immigrants.
But that doesn't mean that undocumented immigrants are not vulnerable. Undocumented immigrants are under attack.
The Trump administration is stepping up its campaign against cities that shelter undocumented immigrants.
The Supreme Court ruled today detained immigrants do not have a right to periodic bond hearings during their detention.
Hundreds of immigrant supporters took over Sansom Street downtown between Washington and Jackson Streets surrounding the Northern California headquarters for ICE. Protesters are upset over about 150 Bay Area arrests by ICE in just the last few days.
We were ready. Even here in the Bay Area, we stay ready.
As always, the Bay Area showed up.
Behind efforts like these, there's teams of people who are working together to teach and maintain these organizing efforts.
We're here today to speak out for the people that have been torn apart because of ICE.
My name is Blanca. I'm 28 years old. I was born in Zacatecas, Mexico, raised in Oakland, and currently live in Berkeley.
My name is Itzel. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Oaxaca, Mexico. I grew up in Portland. I live in San Francisco now.
My name is Valeria. I was born and raised in Peru and I came here when I was 16. I'm now 21 years old and I live in Berkeley. I was first introduced to organizing about 3 years ago when I did my first direct action.
I began organizing in 2012, and from the get-go, my focus was always anti-deportation work.
I first started organizing in college around access to education for undocumented students.
Being undocumented and organizing has shown me that we hold so much more power when we chant undocumented and unafraid.
Because I am undocumented and I'm taking risks by going out to the streets and marching, protesting, it allows for other undocumented folks to see that we got each other's backs.
Being an undocumented organizer means constantly holding and opening up space for others to come out of the shadows.
Being an organizer can feel like being a superhero because we show up for our community whenever needed, and many times this work is done behind the scenes. We jump into this role fighting to defend our community from harm.
Here in the US, the undocumented identity is born out of trauma, but despite everything, we are able to make magic happen.
When we pull off a rally, when we get all these media hits, when we shut streets down, when we release somebody from detention, there's something heroic about that. It takes a community to make something happen. If my work as an organizer were to be a superhero figure,
I would be a master storyteller. I would have the power to control my story and the stories of undocumented immigrants and how they're portrayed in the media.
More now that I've become a little bit more comfortable, I've taken bigger roles or more visible roles like being the MC. My favorite thing about being the MC was feeding off of the energy of the crowd. They hype me up, I hype them up.
My superpower would be to be able to create a force field to protect my community and keep ICE out. Organizing is heavy and complex work, but it is one of the purest forms of love towards a community.
We want to achieve our freedom, and until we do, there will be many of us who are going to step out, step in, and continue this work.
We are just 3 of the people organizing here in the Bay Area,
but there's many of us from different backgrounds, different identities,
and there are many people like us in every city.
And if there isn't, there will be.
There will be.
There will be.